All right, Carlos, my man. Antonio Carlos. All right, you're talking to me. Well,
the Pelicans.
The Pelicans, huh? I just saw something that was fucking pretty disturbing about Sammy the Bull. And I gotta say that the guy that put this shit up, whatever the case may be, needs to get his fucking head kicked in, right?
Totally,
because
yeah.
He's calling Sammy all kinds of names and stuff, but it's under a fake account because it's not even a real fucking name. And he gets on TikTok and he starts rambling out of the mouth. Then he starts saying things about Sammy's mother, just disgusting things. Here's the thing: this is what pisses me off about these YouTube fucking tough guys, right? This guy, he won't put his. Okay? If you got a beef with Sammy, right?
Right.
You say your name, hey, because he calls him a you rat. He comes, you rat. He comes up. Okay, all right. Sammy says he cooperated. It's not a fucking.
Everybody knows that.
It's not fucking something we don't know already. All right. So this guy gets on TikTok and calls him a rat, you dirty, blah blah blah, and then goes on to say, "Do you remember me? You remember?" Now he caught my attention. I'm waiting to think, well, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, something interesting.
This guy. Did Sammy put this guy down? Did Sammy rat this guy out? You know, who are you? He goes, don't you remember me when we were kids? We used to play in the garage and do this and that while, you know, these guys were upstairs saying things about Sammy's mom. And I'm thinking, all right, well, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
If you're going to say that, and you got the balls to put your face out there, right?
Right.
And you got a beef with them, say your name and say, what did he do to you? What did he do to you? Or you just don't like him because he's a rat. Well, if that's the case, then you're going to get the entire world on TikTok saying stupid, disgusting things about people's mothers. I mean, come on already. I mean, what the fuck? You know what? But someone's going to clobber this guy. Someone will clobber him because now, if he did something, if Sammy did something to him, even if he did do something to him, right? You don't bring the guy's mom into it. You don't verbally bring someone's mother, parents, or kids. It makes him look like a fucking looks like a fucking alcoholic junkie motherfucker.
Yeah, probably got no.
Yeah. Anyway, someone on YouTube, you guys on YouTube, I know you motherfuckers know who he is. So find out who he is and send me a link. Find out who this guy is talking this shit. What's his reason for talking it? I mean,
exactly.
What's the reason for calling? Okay, we know Sammy's this and that, but what's your reason for making that video? What did he do to you personally? Is what I want to know.
Exactly.
All right.
And that was out of context. That wasn't right.
Maybe the guy's in love with Sammy. He didn't fucking, he hurt his feelings. Who the fuck knows? All right. So what were we going to talk about? You were telling me something, and I said, let's leave it for later.
What was I telling you? Oh, from the past video that I spoke about my friend, the construction guy that we did up his car to find out who was extorting him. And I have something else similar. I used to like doing stuff like that. You know what I mean?
You play chess in prison? Did you play your chess player?
No.
I mean, I like checkers. It's easier.
Yeah. I did. You know how I confirmed that I had gotten indicted. You know how I heard the rumors and everything, but I hadn't gotten a paper or anything.
Right.
But the way that I confirmed it. Remember, I told you that I was paying for these guys' lawyers, my co-defendants and stuff. Remember that I had sent this other girl to go pick up the money, and then she was supposed to give me the money, but I had a funny feeling about what was going on with her. And then I call her and tell her to deposit the monies into her account and write me some checks. Remember?
Okay. Yeah.
That's how I got indicted, because I told her to deposit the checks, so that's money laundering. She got me on tape saying that. Okay. She calls me back that day after that I tell her to do that, and she tells me that she can't put any monies into her account and all this stuff, just to go buy her job and pick up the money.
Okay.
She was working at a store. It's something like a Costco, but it's a small Costco. It's a Pt.6 between 47th and 57th Ave.
Okay.
I think that's Miami Lakes going into Carroll City, that kind of area,
Right.
It was a big warehouse. They had these big warehouse doors, right? And at the outside by the warehouse doors were the registers, right? She was working at one of the registers. So I told her, okay, I'm gonna have one of my workers go by. I told her Ruben's gonna come by. She knew who Ruben was, right?
Right. Can't hear you.
I like to do the surveillance kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Again?
Gone?
There you go.
Okay. I get to the place early.
Right.
And a different car, obviously, tinted down. And I'm looking at the place, right? Where I can see her.
Okay.
Because I had this funny feeling that something wasn't right. So I tell her, I'm gonna send Ruben to you. Okay. She tells me, okay, fine, beautiful. Send Ruben to me. What do? I don't send Ruben. I send another guy. I send Byron.
Okay.
When she sees that Byron gets off the car and is walking towards her in the warehouse, she gives the sign.
Okay. Gives the signal for the fucking cops to come in.
Rush Byron.
Okay.
And Byron's like, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on? What the fuck is going on? You're under arrest. All this and all this bullshit and all that. And then they go up to her. Her name was Angela.
Oh,
they go up to her and they tell her, that's Ruben. She goes, no, that's not Ruben.
So they can't charge him.
They had to let him go. I'm just coming to shop. Just a coincidence.
Yeah, there was a coincidence.
That's when I go, okay, confirmed. I got to get the fuck out of here. That's when I left. I took off. I went to New York. I partied for like about a month under my aliases and all this stuff until I left to Mexico. You know what I mean?
Speaking of, you know what? Funny, speaking of money laundering, you remember the girl from Fat Man? It was a girl that worked in a bank. She had long black hair. I can't fucking remember. She was, I don't know, she was Venezuelan or Colombian, whatever the hell she was. And when I was out of
black hair,
long black hair.
Okay.
And I used to she used to send me money to wherever the hell I was, Hong Kong, Taiwan.
Miriam, no? Isn't that her name?
I can't remember her name. No, that was someone, you know who Miriam was. That was
no, not Marion.
Yeah,
Miriam. Miriam. They sound alike.
Sound alike, right? But he was in love with her anyway. He was, you know, fucking. He loved this girl. She was some sort of beauty queen. But I used to pay her, you know, for every 10 grand, $1,000 to send it through
10%. Yeah.
She did the bank through her account.
Right.
And I thought it was the same girl you were talking about. I was thinking, wait a minute, is this the same girl?
No. This was a little Dominican girl, little short, chubby. I met her because she used to do my travel agency, the tickets. You know, I used to send my shit up through the airport.
Right.
She would get me the tickets for my guys. You know, how I used to do it.
Yeah.
I used to buy the tickets and you have your shit on your how do you call that shit on top?
Above you.
Yeah. You would have your shit already there and she would get me the tickets. But I hadn't worked in a while and she got in trouble. I don't know. I didn't know.
I was just gonna ask you, what'd she do? How'd she get in trouble?
She got in trouble. She was, since she was Dominican, she was working with this other chick and they went to DR in a yacht.
Okay.
And they tried to bring in 10 bricks on the yacht. And one of the guys that she was with was cooperating. She got popped. I didn't know any of this. You know what I mean?
You know what I find funny? This is what I really don't get. Okay. Hypothetically, if I'm bringing in, let's say I'm going to bring in 20, 30 bricks, right? On a boat from the Bahamas.
Okay.
And they're driving that boat at a good old speed and you're not getting pulled over. But then suddenly you're getting pulled over. Now you're in a boat, first of all, right? So it's not like they can corner you off like a car. Like you're in the street, you're in the fucking boat.
Right.
How hard is it to cut open 20 bricks real fast with a razor
and dump them
in the fucking water?
Just dump them.
How does anybody get caught with 10 or 20 bricks, 30 bricks on a boat?
Idiots.
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 Just to have them out. I wouldn't even have them stashed. I would have them out right
ready
there
to go.
Right next to the bait. Because if you're getting pulled, they already know. You know, you ain't getting pulled over in the middle of the fucking ocean for nothing unless they know. And if they know why they're coming, I'm a cutting. Dump them, baby. What are they gonna do? They can't do shit. Dump them and rinse them out too. Rinse the fucking rinse the tape. Rinse the tape. Tie it in a bag with a weight and fucking off it goes. You could film me all you want.
I probably wouldn't even have them on the boat. I'd have them outside the boat where I would just cut the line and
that's it. Right next to the bait. Outside the boat. Right there at fucking right on the coffee table. You fucking I see you coming 10 miles away, motherfucker.
Yeah, totally.
You know, shit. A lick like that, you could do 100. Easy. Yeah. How long it take to cut open 100? Yeah. Cut, throw. And then you're driving.
I got a friend that he got popped. He used to do the fast boats, right? He was obviously set up. The cops. He says that he didn't notice the Coast Guards, right? They were coming for him, right? And he says out of nowhere, a Black Hawk was right on top of him. He says you couldn't even hear those motherfuckers. What did he do? He burned up the boat.
There you go.
He burned the boat up.
Burn the boat. Jump overboard.
What happened was that they caught everything on tape. You know what I'm saying? They recorded, they videotaped everything.
Okay, but did they charge him with the dope?
He got minimum. He got minimum because they couldn't recover much of it. That ship just blew up, and they threw themselves in the water. They couldn't go on the boat.
You see,
there was certain residues, so they had to charge them on the residues. They couldn't do the amounts or anything like that.
Yeah,
they got a little bit of time. You know what I mean?
I mean that's that's easy shit there.
That's crazy. Yeah, he burned up the boat. That dude was no joke.
When you're driving in a giant, you got a giant toilet bowl underneath you, hello, flush. Unbelievable.
Interesting, kid. Interesting. All right, kid. So let's do this then. You know what I mean? We'll keep chatting.
Keep chatting.
Hit me up tomorrow.
All right. Anybody wants to get in on the actually I got a few people who've already sent me emails. Mafia made 1971. We're going to do a Zoom. Someone said that the people in England are in a different time zone. Yeah. Didn't take that into consideration. And them and some drinking motherfuckers over there. They drink for breakfast. Yeah. English drink. They drink all goddamn day if they can.
Yeah.
So we got to either do it twice or at a good time that'll be good for the UK. If we did it noontime here, it would be like 6 o'clock in the UK.
6 to 8 o'clock, yes, something like that.
Right. So if we did 6 o'clock here, it'd be 12 o'clock over there. They're probably drunk already by 12 o'clock.
Exactly.
So we got to find the sweet spot. But we do a Zoom. We do a Zoom and we get 40 people. And because the people that can't come on the trip, at least we can have a fucking drink with them and look them face to face and
just kick the shit.
Kick the shit, right? So if you're interested, hit me an email, mafiamade1971 at Gmail. And if you want to inquire about the Colombia trip for the next go around, just because there's going to be another one after this one.
Yeah. Okay.
And a whole bunch more.
Here we go. That's for sure.
You want to hear a funny fucking joke my brother played on me?
What was that?
This dirty motherfucker. I got a headache. And I said, give me some ibuprofen, right? So he hands me this fucking a white pill, but it was strange looking. It was like it wasn't a triangle and it wasn't a fucking square. It was neither one. I said, what the fuck is this? And it's white. He goes, oh no, it's an 800 milligram ibuprofen. This cocksucker gave me a Viagra. This motherfucker here, I'll tell you what, man, ain't that some shit? I'm like my face was turning red, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But they're laughing, And I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is so funny. He's laughing his balls off. I'm like, what the fuck is so funny, goddamn it? He goes, how you feeling? And I said, I'm not feeling good, man. I'm fucking hot and sweaty.
Right.
I said, what's so fucking funny? He said, you remember that ibuprofen? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, bitch, you just took 100 milligrams of Viagra. I was like, oh my God. I said, I thought those things were blue. He said, not the generics.
It sounds like what they did to me in Mexico.
Oh.
When I first got to Mexico, I told you
Right.
Andres was the one that received me when I got to Mexico, right?
Right.
And I get there and they go, no, let's go to a club. So we go to a club and it was all this electronic music.
Okay.
I wasn't into that, any of that. You know what I mean? I like my salsa, my merengue, my hip hop. You know what I mean? I was more, and we get into this damn club. It's all. And I'm like, damn, I want to get the fuck out of here. These motherfuckers, they saw it. I was going through it, right?
Right.
We were drinking champagne. Well, these fuckers, they
laced your drink.
Ecstasy.
Ecstasy.
The powder of ecstasy in my champagne.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the fuck happened. Like an hour later, I was like jumping all over the place. Where are we going? They were closing the club. And I'm like, why are we leaving yet? Hold on, like let the music on. Everything turned around. After that, I love the music.
Oh shit.
They had me jump. They were cracking up. Because I was like, damn, I want to go home. My head was pounding from all that. I'm like, oh man, I can't do this shit.
So how long did you stay out that night?
No, we went out. We went from there. We went to a ranch, a friend of his ranch, and there was, we started partying. We partied for like about 2 days, man.
Damn.
We partied. Yeah, those fuckers could party. You know what I mean?
So
we had fun.
Did you take another one afterwards or no?
Yeah, they kept that shit. I kept on. You know what I mean? Once I started, I see that I was going like, whoop. I liked it in the champagne though. I didn't like to take the
taste nasty.
Do what you did. Do what you did at the club.
Right.
And they would give it to me.
That's one thing about, I'll tell you a true story about Ecstasy.
Uh-huh.
It was made for people with psychological, that's what it was made for. Some sort of psychology or some bullshit, psychiatric drug. And there was a guy that had PTSD or PST, whatever the fuck is post-traumatic stress disorder, a veteran who was out in Iraq shooting people, right? So he comes back to the States and he's fucked up. You send these young kids over there, 18, they don't know how to kill, but then they have to. You kill 20 people and then you come back and everything's quiet. You're not killing anybody. You flip out. So, and these people serve our country. And then when they come back, what do they get? Nothing. They get a handshake and a fucking, what do they get? Right. Well, this guy went to some doctors for help and nothing was working. Nothing was working. And all these psych medication, nothing. So you know what he said? He said, fuck this. I'm just going to go out and take drugs and party. I'm going to take every drug I can until I drop dead. Right. He goes out and goes to a club and takes ecstasy for the first time. Well, goes back to his doctors about a week later. Tells his doctor, I'm fucking cured. Doctor said, what? He says, I'm fucking cured. He goes, what did you do? He goes, I took some ecstasy. Right. And the doctor was like, what? He goes, man, I took some fucking, I feel great. The doctor, whoever this fucking doctor, went in, now they're doing a test to try to get this shit passed to be legal, to give to patients that suffer from post-traumatic. I read that article. It was probably 8 or 9 years ago that they were trying to get this shit passed. Because I remember when the first time I took that shit, I was like, what the hell? What's the big deal over this? This was in Japan. I never taken a drug in my life. Yeah. And these people were eating this. I was like, what's the big deal? I was sitting there bored one night and I was like, you know what? I had like 10,000 of them in my scooter I had just picked up. So I was like, yeah, I was driving a scooter because you can go, you drive a scooter because if the cops come to get you or pull you over, you can get away. If you're in a car, you're stuck. Over there, you got alleyways and all kinds of shit. You're out, right? And in Japan, it's kind of considered rude if a cop is behind you to run. The Japanese don't do that shit. Only foreigners take off, you know? Japanese stop. Anyway, I took this motherfucker and I was like, sitting there with this chick talking. I'm like, what's the big deal? What's on take? And in about 30, 40 minutes, a change. Like I went from nothing to, oh, I had a smile from ear to ear I couldn't get rid of. Like you got right now.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. How can this be illegal? Does everyone feel this way? And I'm looking at watching people going out dancing. Now I'm thinking, wait a minute. How can this that makes everyone happy?
Totally.
Like marijuana doesn't. Oh, you smoke marijuana, you're lazy.
Yeah.
You eat, big deal. You don't really see people fighting.
You're stupid.
Feel stupid. You don't fight like a drunk does, right? We drink alcohol, people die, people fight, people get violent.
Right.
Smoke marijuana, you want to go to sleep and you want to eat.
Exactly.
Some people get motivated, not me. But yeah, how they make that shit illegal is completely out of my mind. I just don't. Speaking of marijuana, this is a fucking story. You're gonna love this one.
Mm-hmm.
There's few people that can't smoke marijuana. You just can't. Well, I'll tell you why, because I'm one of them. Okay. So I'm in Japan, and there's this Canadian girl, and she's about 21, and she's got some weed, and I don't know, and I'm hanging out with her, of course. And she goes, "Here, you want to?" You know, and I don't want to say no and look like an idiot, right? I give a couple of hits. I don't see the big fucking deal here, right? So after I'm done hanging out with her, I got to go somewhere. I'm in the taxi. I swear to God, Carlos, I'm in the taxi and something happened to me. I got so paranoid. It was the worst feeling in the world. I thought for that, I thought I was on South Beach. Now, don't forget, I was a fugitive.
Right.
I'm in the taxi and one side of my brain says you're on South Beach and the taxi driver's taking you to the fucking police station. So my brain's saying, kick the window out and run. Now, and the other side of my brain saying, don't listen to the other side of your brain, because if you kick the window out, you're going to the police station. So my brain's battling and it's going, run. Don't you fucking run. You're playing with yourself. And this was from fucking one hit of some shit from Canada. Okay.
You must have had some other shit in it.
Oh, she smoked it like it was nothing. She's smoking away. And I remember this distinctly because she took her fist and stuck it in her mouth. She goes, watch this. I was like, I gotta go. I got to get the fuck out of here. When she did that, I said, I gotta go.
That's crazy. Oh man. Well,
so I end up at my buddy's party. They finally received me. They said, what's wrong? I said, man, I smoked some weed. I'm fucked up. And they're all laughing, but I'm in good company, right? I'm in good company with these guys. They're from the UK. So Dogsy and Danny from the UK, if you're watching, stockbrokers, there's only a few Dogsies and Dannys out there. Benedetto. Dogsy, Benedetto. Okay. They know who this motherfucker is now. I'm sitting there eating with them, and I'm next to Danny. And I tell Danny he's ready to eat his potatoes. And I said, don't do it, Danny. Don't do it. He goes, don't do what? I said,
you're freaking out.
Don't stab that potato. He goes, what do you mean don't stab the potato? I says, it's screaming for help. I'm fucking.
Oh man, you must that.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that way that's something else.
Falls off at me. So anytime I see weed and they say it's safe, no.
Nah,
not for everybody. There's a short, there's a small percentage of people that, when you see people that just flip out, flip the fuck out, right? They flip out. Why did they walk into that place and shoot everyone up?
Yeah.
Well, did they smoke a joint possibly and had a bad reaction? Because I know I sure the fuck did.
Yeah, they have to take something. They have to take something.
I tell you, and that shit was no joke. I won't touch that shit. Imagine that. One of the ones that's illegal that you can buy on the street. I won't even fucking go near it. No fucking way.
Yeah, totally. Now that you say that about the legalizing the weed over there,
Yeah.
You know, they just approved that we can export over there. We can send. I can send weed legally.
You know, you got to show me that because I spoke to someone about that. I spoke to someone who
The
actually
people here, they got the licenses and everything. They got the weed farms and everything.
and they
ready for
said
export.
I spoke to a guy here's a doctor and
Exactly. You have to be doctors.
He's a doctor with dual citizenship, and he said he's been trying to do that for years. And I said, when's the last time you checked up on it? He said, well, it's been about 8-9 months. So if it's legit,
they just legalized. They just legalized it. We're allowed. Colombia's allowed to export to the states now, states and Canada. So that's something I'm working on.
All right, well,
we can do old school legally now.
Imagine that.
Right.
All right, my brother.
All right, Bubba.
I'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
I'll let you later. All right.